Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today, we're going to talk about the Scarlet Witch and one of her best stories, or at least one of the first really good ones with her, because she has quite a few really good story arcs. Because we had the whole story with the twins and the West Coast Avengers, and then Avengers Disassembled and the House of M. Like, she is an interesting character, and she drives some pretty cool stories. She works when she sort of goes crazy or takes really bad decisions, like M Day. And this is one of the first stories where she really gets the spotlight, and we get the origins to not only her, also to Quicksilver. Marvel had been all over the place with their origins, and sadly, this origin here gets retconned, but I'm not going to accept ever that retcon that we got in the 2000s during the Uncanny Avengers run, the second one. So we're going to cover Avengers issues 182, and then we're going to jump to 185 to 187, I think. I might be wrong. So prior to issue 182, we had like this old guy sort of lurking around the Avengers mansion, and we discover his name is Django Maximoff. And he's always talking about that he wants to find his kids. He's sort of hunting them down. He's referring to Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. And now they have fallen into a comatose state. Obviously, the Avengers start to investigate, and through comic book science and logic, they're able to find Django, who seems to be very proficient in magic, and he puts up a good fight. It seems that he had trapped the souls of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in these little toys, and he wanted to take them back to Transia, where they came from, where Mount Wundagore is. And once the twins are liberated, they sort of feel bad for the guy and tell him, hey, we'll go with you anyways, even though you tried to kidnap us and put us into little voodoo dolls, but we're going to look past that. And the Avengers, like, no one questions their logic. They're like, okay, go with the guy, even though he kidnapped you and he seems to be really powerful and he fought us, but please leave. So the thing is, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch go off to Eastern Europe. So for 2 issues in the middle, while Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, that for some reason, instead of going to Europe by air, they go by boat. Once Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch get there, Django starts explaining about their past and why possibly they don't remember him. And he explains that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are of Roma/Gypsy descent, and it seems since they were gypsies, Django and his wife, I think was called Anna, possibly, I might be wrong there. The thing is that they had fallen on hard times, and Django decided to go steal a horse one day, I guess to do something productive with it. And the thing is that the people at the town where he stole the horse from, they realized that he had stole it, and they go to their gypsy camp and they burn everything down. This led to Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver falling into a river. They were swept away, and due to this trauma, they don't remember anything about their gypsy heritage. And so what happens is Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver settle in for the night, and they're ready to sleep. And all of a sudden, Mordred the Mystic breaks into Scarlet's room. He tells her about that she is part of this magical legacy, and they have to go to Mount Wundagore. They teleport there. And there we get the big exposition dump of Scarlet Witch's and Quicksilver's origin, where we discover that they are not the children of Wizard and Miss America. Because obviously, while Mordred is explaining all this, and they are on Mount Wundagore, they see High Evolutionary's base. That one night, a woman called Anya had gone there seeking asylum, and she was pregnant with these twins. She gave birth to them, and she dies. She had gone there because she was on the run from her husband, who is the father of these children, who seems to be very, very powerful, and she scared the crap out of her. So it's not mentioned that Magneto is Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's father yet. And again, I'm never going to accept the retcon that we got during the Uncanny Avengers. You know, even though Marvel did retcon this, I feel like they did walk it back or leave like some margin for interpretation, because during the Krakoan era, Magneto and Scarlet Witch sort of had closer bonds to each other, and Magneto acted more like a father. And the thing is that the twins are born, and also during that time, Wizard and Miss America, who are not like operating as superheroes, also arrive to Mount Wundagore. She is pregnant and she gives birth, also dies. The baby also sadly passes away because he's severely deformed. So Bova, who was like the caretaker of the twins, gives the twins to Wizard. He totally freaks out that his wife has died and now he has twins. He just goes running off like a dipstick. And it seems that at some moment, the High Evolutionary was like, yeah, I don't want these kids here anymore, and instructs Bova to give the twins to one of the local gypsy tribes. And basically, that's how they ended up with Django and his wife. Also, while we're getting this exposition dump, Quicksilver realizes that Scarlet Witch is not anymore in the hotel. He freaks out. He starts running around all over the place searching for her. He ends up meeting Bova for the first time. Like, Bova knows who Quicksilver was, but Quicksilver didn't remember her. So Quicksilver calls on the Avengers to help him find the Scarlet Witch. So they fly over from the States to Transia. We get a pretty funny exchange between the Avengers and Gyrick prior to flying to Transia because he doesn't want him to go out on an international mission. It's not sanctioned by the government. It might lead to some problems on an international level. They might screw up. And how it's resolved and how they work around Gyrick, it's pretty well done. At least I enjoyed it because they sort of stick it to him. So the thing is that the Avengers arrive to Transia. They are hit by this massive storm. Their Quinjet is just pretty much destroyed. And once they find the Scarlet Witch, they discover she has been possessed by the Darkhold and the spirit of one of the most powerful elder gods, Chthon. We discover that Chthon had put part of his essence in the Scarlet Witch when she was a child. When his spirit tried to kick out the High Evolutionary from Mount Wundagore. And Chthon was going to use the Scarlet Witch as a vessel to return to the Earth plane. And like out of all the elder gods, like Chthon is freaking powerful. I find him fascinating as a character. Since he was shut out of the Earth realm, like he sort of manifested through the Darkhold and its dark magic. Sorry, that sounded redundant there. But the thing is that under the possession of Chthon, like I love the art. I really love John Byrne's art and how he shows that the Scarlet Witch is possessed. She looks pretty scary and messed up. So the Avengers not only have to deal with evil Scarlet Witch, they also have to battle against Mordred at the same time. But luckily, Quicksilver does something out of character. He actually thinks and finds a way to resolve this whole situation. He actually uses those little voodoo dolls that Django had used earlier on them to trap the essence of Chthon in one of the dolls. It's not a Deus Ex Machina because they did set it up in prior issues, but the thing is, they resolve the whole situation very quickly, and they bury that doll under pretty much half of Mount Wundagore, and the whole story's resolved. Everyone's happy. Finally, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch know their true origins for now, but we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.